Hey everyone, welcome to the ATYL live stream on a Wednesday night. Good to see you all here for another rendition of the Roundtable, where we gather the entire, or most of, I should say, the ATYL Media crew and just chat all about all things motorsports, not just NASCAR, but Formula One, INDYCAR, all this other stuff. So, of course, you all know me. My name's Taylor Kitchen. We got Adam Lucas, John DeRudris, Buddy Pooley, and Big Duke joining the show tonight. Gentlemen, hello.
How goes it, Taylor?
Good evening.
What's up?
Good.
Ciao.
Now, I have to mention the obvious here. We're all mostly repping the hats tonight. And you know what? And Adam's, he's got the patch. We got the patch. We're good. Shout out to Sway for making these super cool hats that Buddy, John, and I have on right here. Really sick. They fitted us out with the ATYL Media bills here and just all repping the brand. Love that. Let's just dive right in. I guess if you guys have any topics you want to talk about in the chat, just use the hashtag AskATYL and we'll talk about it as we roll along the night. Could be from any motorsports series. We're just going to dive right into it. But Pocono, I think the first thing that we should talk about is the Xfinity race at Pocono. Dale Jr. getting a win as a crew chief in his debut. John, I'm going to ask you about it since you're wearing the shirt. Like, how cool was that?
No,
That was so cool.
it's pretty surreal just to see it happen, and for him to be on the box. Just it was a very wholesome moment. I think it makes everything full circle. I think, was it Corey LaJoie that said he's 1 for 1 now, and now so somebody that said he's 1 for 1, and or maybe it was Letarte. But yeah, I mean I think you just got to just have this one time and just let it go. Like, just, you know what? I'm batting 100. That's good enough. So, no, I loved it. I thought it was a cool moment for sure. And
as the resident, I guess, Connor Zilich, Red Bull fan here, Adam, was that cool to see Connor finally get that oval win?
Yeah, it was fantastic, even though it wasn't technically an oval. But
yeah.
we'll take the dub.
Are we doing this? Are we doing this? Really?
Yeah. Should we just debate how many turns does Pocono have?
Five.
We have 5.
That's 5. But
thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you. Someone with some sense here.
No.
Thank you, buddy. We have the same hat for a reason. That's right. Yeah.
But to answer your question, yes, it was great to see Connor finally snap the little bit of a winless streak, it felt like, and finally get it done on the oval. And with Dale Jr. on top of the box. That was icing on the cake.
God, how good do you got to be that much of a rookie and have a losing streak, right? Like, already considering a losing streak. Like, boy, the bar is high.
Yeah.
Well, he's like the second coming of Sebastian Vettel for NASCAR. So here we are.
It's true. Well, here's the thing too. The 17, I guess Chase Elliott was racing in that this weekend at Pocono in the Xfinity Series, was handed an L1 penalty. So the crew chief for that car is taken out for the next 3 events that car will be in, given a hefty monetary fine and points fine. That means they do need another crew chief for the 17 car in the Xfinity Series. If or I guess for Hendrick Motorsports, I know not really Junior Motorsports adjacent, but maybe Junior can say, you know what, I'm willing to do this again. Why not? We can see it.
Does that lend a little bit of credence to what Kyle Busch was saying then in his interview of, does it really matter? Like, with all the communications, like, it's just kind of a name to fill out the box now, right?
All right, Kyle, will you hop up on the box then? Ain't never seen you up there for KBM. Come on now.
No, he's usually doing that from the seat, winning the races.
This is true. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess, do we want to keep it like a 1 for 1 for Dale, and like we never see him crew chief again, like Buddy Duke, or would you like to see him do it again? See if he can be as successful.
Why not? I mean, 1 for 1. It's still impressive that he just won the first time out. Anyway, might as well do it again. It's fun. It's not like he's going to do it full time. Yeah, why not?
I think it's great for the sport. It's something about, like, there's like John, you were saying, this is a very wholesome moment. There's something about seeing Dale Jr. succeed in all aspects of what is NASCAR. So that's I wouldn't mind seeing that some more.
Yeah, no, I would too. Part of me wants to keep it a 1 for 1 just so it's successful and like it's fun, and also just saying too, the diecast dual signed. Are we ordering it? I know diecast prices are crazy right now, but will we risk it?
No.
Potentially. No?
Probably not.
That's okay.
Maybe
there's another diecast that came out today that I'm probably pre-ordering.
Oh yeah, I gotta find that photo here today too. Yeah. Let's see. It's
definitely in one of our chats.
Oh yeah. Let me find it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That, along with the screenshot of Dale Jr. actually saying, "I got Greg Ives' number."
Yeah, that's
so. It sounds like maybe he'd want to, go for maybe more, go for broke.
I mean, why
You
not?
never
He
know.
called Larson out driving that 17 car.
He did.
Why not go see what's really going on in that car?
There you go.
Yeah.
You never know.
He's going to have to go up against it next year. I don't know if I was supposed to say that, but you guys can gather.
Get your tinfoil ready.
Well, Christopher Bell moment over here, huh?
Yeah. Whoops.
You go, whoops. My goodness.
Who was the person that told me that's not watching?
You go, we're going to derail that for a second. I want to bring up the paint scheme, though, just so we can look at it real quick. Just the one we were just talking about. It looks pretty good. Great use of space.
Where's the other one?
Oh,
yeah, show the inverse. Because
here, hold on.
SVG's is really nice.
Yeah, we got to see the one that's
SVG's was a lot better.
We got to see the one that's going to win the race.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Here we go. Hold on.
As I told everybody earlier, those cars look horrible because I'm not going to be there to see it.
Right. This is true.
That's just how that works. I'm sorry, everybody.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, that looks much better.
I like that one.
Yeah.
The way the Red Bull logo fits in with the 9 on the door, it looks so nice.
Good.
I've pre-ordered the 2 Red Bull Cup Series cars, Zilich and SVG. Now this one is one where I'm like, I may have to pull the trigger on this as well, because this is the dual sponsorships and the co-branded cars. We've seen a lot of those recently. There's another one that was released today, the Pickles and the Sonic one. I know people have very mixed opinions about that, and I can't see what you're pointing to, buddy.
Oh, yeah, I guess you probably couldn't. It's a Harvick's Mobile One Busch Light car from Michigan.
That one is a very, very nice one.
Yes. Yeah. Dual sponsors look great. It should be done more often.
Agree. If it's done right. We've seen it when it's gone bad and they don't look great, but this is done well.
Yeah, especially because the colors are similar. They complement each other so well. The red with the WeatherTech, the red with the Red Bull. No, it's great. A+.
100%.
Yeah. Yes, Adam, you did see me watching the Supercars race this weekend.
That was a good one.
It was very good.
I caught the highlights.
Yeah. Brock Feeney's breaking my heart. I wish Will Brown could. Anyway, it's a whole nother topic.
Wait, there was some good racing this weekend across the board.
It was,
But honestly, I mean,
solid.
Not even just like NASCAR and stuff, but like you guys said, supercars, stuff like that. I did want to talk about the Cup Series race real quick. I mean, Chase Briscoe getting that win in the 19 car. It's been a bit since we've seen the 19 car in victory lane, at least for a points race for Jacobs Racing. So excited to see that for Chase Briscoe. Obviously, with that win, shakes up the playoff picture a little bit more as the kind of line for the cutoffs. I guess, let me rephrase that. Everything around the cutoff line is looking a bit different after that. Obviously, Alex Bowman plus 20, Ryan Preece minus 20. Points are getting a little bit more spread out, but we also know we have Atlanta coming up, you guys, or Echo Park Speedway, however you want to call it, coming up on the schedule. That could change everything. Yeah, no, I had it right. I did. Just for formality's sake, had to say that. But obviously, it's a dumb question to ask. Who do you think can get themselves above the cutoff line? Because again, you win and you're in, right? But anyone you're surprised about, at least, that's not in the picture at the moment? Anyone?
No.
Maybe? Buddy, no? Does it make sense to you?
All of this makes sense. It is all. I figured Ross would. Ross is the only one that missed it last year. Oh, I guess Josh Berry technically. Oh, yeah, all of these guys. I mean, it's Gibbs, Penske, and Trackhouse. And Hendrick, obviously. So I mean, it's the juggernauts.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's good. Like, I feel like last year at this point we were very concerned for Trackhouse. Obviously, SVG was bottom, like outside the top 30 in points, but obviously, again, you win, you're in. But we have road course races coming up too. Chicago Street Course, Sonoma, where I would expect him to get another win at some point in those 2 races, right? That could further solidify kind of where things stand. But I guess even too, because we haven't talked about this on the show really at all, but do you guys kind of dislike that we kind of ditched the top 30 in points thing? Because now we have like Shane Van Gisbergen in here. We've got, I don't know. I think Shane is really the only one right now where it's like, okay, And then maybe Austin Cindric too, but I don't know. Do you guys love the ditching of the rule or not, John?
I mean, it's one of these things where it's, if they want to make this truly, no matter where you are, anybody can win and you're in. I think that is the move to make if that's the direction they want to go. Because the one question, the driver that question within Shane Van Gisbergen in that same category around points is Brad K. I mean, Brad K's had an abysmal year. And
horrible.
so, you know, that's the one driver where I'm like, okay, could this be, because we know he's good. We know the equipment's good. We know he's a proven champ. Does he deserve to be in? And there's the whole merit question there. So I think at this point, you know, sure, let it happen. But yeah, I agree with you. So I think Shane's going to get another road course, maybe even 2 road course wins before the playoffs. And it's going to look really interesting to see him with 3 wins up there with Christopher Bell, Denny Hamlin, Larson. I bet people are not going to be happy about that.
There's an honest look, full disclosure. I want to see Shane Van Gisbergen do good, right? There's a pathway to at least the round of 8 for him.
Oh yeah.
Like there's a pretty solid pathway for Shane Van Gisbergen to make the round of 8. So
this is true.
I mean, you know, he gets him a couple wins, he's going to be in the top upper echelon of playoff points there. But I mean, dude, the Cup field's too competitive not to just allow everybody to have a shot to win and you're in. I mean, if we're going to have the playoff system the way it is, why not?
I mean, but you go to other stick and ball sports and you get a wild card that has a losing record, right? That could be in the playoffs and go make noise. So I don't really see how that is much different.
I mean, and you also take into account even scheduling as well. And we have these wild card races if you want to even throw that into it on top of the win and you're in. Like, I mean, I've said this so many times, but I am not a fan of Daytona being the last race before the playoffs hit. Like, from an entertainment perspective, freaking fantastic. So fun. But I'm also like, man, I loved Darlington last year before the playoffs because it made the drivers earn that final spot. But that's just my opinion. I've also like really hated some of like the rain delay issues the past few years at Daytona in the summer. Like I remember 2021 delayed to the next day. It was awful. We did a body armor taste test challenge that evening just to like hold us all over. It was Dom, Adam, and I had like every body armor like in their flavor category. And my God, what a time that was.
I don't want to hear it. I was at the 2022 race.
Oh, no.
That was the most miserable weekend of my life.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I'll save you guys details, but.
That's okay. It's okay. I mean, I will say, though, for the rain delay this weekend at Pocono, it did let us catch the IndyCar race. Ravaging Wolverine kind of chimed in with that. So I was glad because I was like, I don't want to watch both races side by side. I want to enjoy both on their own. But before we talk about IndyCar for a second, I did want to talk about the Prime broadcast. We did get a question from Adam over here saying, overall take on NASCAR's Prime coverage. I wanted to read you guys some stats that Prime Sports came out with today. 7 years younger than audiences watching the Cup Series on linear TV is what the audience captured was for Prime. 931,000 viewership of 60-minute post-race shows, retaining 43% of the race audience. Then, of course, 47 was the average number of laps presented commercial-free to conclude each race, which is a huge deal. I mean, we've all griped about just like having a commercial with 5 to go. That's abysmal. Dumb, stupid, hate it. The fact that with streaming, you're able to give fans almost commercial-free or completely side-by-side racing is phenomenal. But I mean, I know we've kind of been singing the praises all these 5 races that we've had Prime, but I guess, Adam, from your perspective, what did you like about Prime? Were there any things that you didn't like from the Prime broadcast, I guess, is another good question too.
The one thing I disliked the most was the puppets.
That was stupid.
The puppets felt like it was dumbing down for the audience to try to, capture that little bit of, dare I say, Fox Sports magic that they try to do. So
magic. Okay.
Okay. Sure. Magic. Yeah, that part I dislike. However, the way they presented it as it was like this, every event was a major event. It wasn't just, it's just another race on the schedule. Let's go straight to the booth. Let's get right to the race. Let's get our victory lane, get numbers. Let's get second, third, maybe 5th place or someone that had a bad day, and then we're off the air. No, it felt meaningful again. It felt like, okay, we got kind of a buildup of almost, dare I say, a NASCAR race day show, and then a legit post-race show where we have a full wrap-up. It from top to bottom, 10 out of 10 for me.
I would like to point out.
Really hope that the networks step up somehow to try to capture or bottle that magic. It won't be the same.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be clear. It will not be the same by any means.
Right.
But there is a way to do it. The Prime was able to show it. Yeah, they got a 10 out of 10 for me.
I think that the big number in that graphic was the 7 years younger watching.
Yeah.
And when you talk about dumbing down a broadcast, like there's got to be a point to where there's going to have to be some of that if they're going to capture that younger audience to get them engaged. There's some things that they're going to have to dumb down. But I that was a big number for me. Is that's just kind of I've been saying this for a year. Is my people my age are a little bit older. We're really no longer the target audience. I'm becoming to part of that fan that's not really the target audience anymore. And it's interesting to see how they are ramping up to a younger audience and kind of going that way. It's going to take the sport a long way.
And when we equate that younger audience, obviously, to being on a streaming platform, but I think also the way they presented the information in the broadcast and who they brought on as talent. I will give a huge shout out to Adam Alexander, an incredible professional in the sport who did an incredible job in the booth side by side with Dale Jr. and Steve Letarte, an incredible chemistry between those three. And then Danielle Trotta, really taking the helm for the pre and post race show, wonderful human being, and just absolutely crushed it. John, I'm curious for you. How did you think Carl Edwards and Corey LaJoie did?
Oh, phenomenal. I mean, Carl being back was a feel-good story that I think we all needed. Mm-hmm. And him being a part of it just felt right. Corey was good. But the way that Carl presents himself, his demeanor, his professionalism, his knowledge, you can watch a minute and a half of him talking, and he knows his stuff. I mean, he knows what he's talking about. And also seeing them at Charlotte with Byron and Chastain fighting, and they're all leaning on each other like everybody would be, at home. It just brought a sense of realism to it. So Carl being on, I hope this does open up the door for him to be a part of a broadcast in a future, in the future, whether it's Prime being on board for a longer stint, whether it's another network. I don't know what he wants to do, but I loved it. No, A+.
I think what was so cool about Carl and what I liked about him is it felt like you were talking to a friend. Like, I don't know how else to explain it, but the way he was so relaxed in his delivery, it was just like you were having a casual conversation with a friend about NASCAR. Mm-hmm. And that's something special that it's so hard to capture, I think, in a live broadcast setting. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I think just kind of close that out. I think the entire broadcast team, Adam Alexander, how he's willing to bow out and let Steve and Dale do their thing is great. One gripe, Corey LaJoie's little burnout thing. Like Corey is a naturally, as whatever you want to say about Corey LaJoie's talent, he's a naturally entertaining, funny guy. Mm-hmm. You don't need this cheesy burnout thing that you definitely ripped off from Kevin Harvick's podcast. Like you don't need to do all that. So yeah, no, it was just overall what we need and needs to be the benchmark moving forward. Hello, and Kyle in the chat.
What's going on? Now, I think the cool thing is the overwhelming feedback for Prime has been positive, but they can take some of the feedback of things that maybe fans were like, oh, we should have maybe this next year, maybe can this, and they take it over to next year. I hate that it was only a 5-race stint, but obviously TNT is moving into their portion of the coverage for 5 races with the in-season bracket challenge and all that type of stuff. And they have some of the same players involved in their broadcast. The booth is the exact same as Prime, which is phenomenal. On pit road, something really cool I wanted to mention with pit road, Alan Cavana getting a shot again with just going on TV, reporting for Cup. He's worked his butt off to get that opportunity. So going to be so excited to see him on pit road. Danielle Trotta is going to be moving to pit road for this stint as well. So it should be a fun cast of characters. They're going to be covering the in-season tournament with a alt cast with Larry McReynolds. And I'm forgetting the second
Jeff
name.
Burton.
Thank you so much, Jeff Burton. There we go. Jeff Burton. So it should be pretty exciting. I wanted to read some of your comments real quick. Ben, good to see you in the chat. He said, if the puppets had been a Fox product, they'd have gotten a lot more hate. That's fair. Aside from that, any other issue I have with Prime would probably just be nitpicking. They were great, 100%. I think if we're really trying to look for issues, it truly is a nitpick, but it isn't anything where we're like, oh, they have to can that or whatever. It's truly just more so preference. Another comment I wanted to find, maybe I can't find it. Oh yeah, Ravaging Wolverine saying the side-by-side is great and makes more likely for people to see ads. That's true, because you're not going to turn things off for commercial breaks, whatever. So, but yeah, and then same thing for Corey LaJoy. I was really apprehensive about Corey going into this. Obviously knowing he has a podcast, I knew that he would do decently well. I was really surprised, and I really liked the chemistry he and Carl had on screen. Thorin, good to see you in the chat too. Never been a big LaJoy fan, but he is charismatic, 100%. Cool. Well, we will dive into some other motorsports series for now. Of course, we'll bounce back to NASCAR in the process. But I wanted to talk about NHRA real quick, and I guess I'll let you kind of lead into this too. NHRA, we had some interesting stuff happen, huh?
Yeah. So back-to-back weeks, we had some disqualifications. We had one in qualifying with Erica Enders with an illegal wheel. Had some bead lockers and an extra inliner in there. That was a performance advantage, not really any sort of safety hazard. But then last week, golly, it took forever for them to make a judgment call on Sean Langdon's disqualification after the Top Fuel final. Found that per the rule book, there has to be 12 secured bolts in that bell housing cover. There was not 12 secure bolts. I don't know what took them so long to make that announcement. I was emailing NHRA all day, back and forth, just for better clarification, and it was all up. Can't hear it, or don't have anything yet. So I don't know. There was 12 missing bolts, right? What was that? That is, it's absolute safety factor. That's the reason why they didn't make a points penalty. But you have to take driver safety into account, and more importantly, what we're not thinking about is spectator safety, right? If there's a clutch explosion and something gets out of that body that's not planned or not supposed to, like, it can go wherever it goes, and that's not a good thing. So while I think it's kind of ticky-tacky, but I think ultimately, I think they made the right call. And I bet you they're not going to have that issue going forward. I bet you the Nitro teams are going to be on those bolts, and that won't be an issue. So it's tough to take away a win, but it's only a one-round disqualification. It's not like it didn't get disqualified from the whole event. It's just 30 points, right? We learned that on Nitro Nation a couple weeks ago. What's a round worth, right? So it's just that. So it's a good learning curve. Like I said, I think I talked to a couple teams that had mentioned that they pretty sure they found some bolts down where they had backed out. But like I was saying on some of the content I made the other day, man, for those bolts to back out in the 3 to 4 minutes that those cars are started to, from burnout to make a run, they weren't installed correctly anyway, right? Those should not back out. So, tough call, but right call. But we got another one coming up.
Yep.
Yeah. The season just keeps going along.
Yeah. We'll be at the Summit in Summit Racing Nationals in Norwalk, Ohio, this weekend. So that will be getting started tomorrow, actually. So it should be good. We're gonna have Pro Stock back and Pro Stock motorcycle, Top Fuel, and Funny Car. Should be a good deal. Had a nasty wrecking pro mod the other day. I don't know if you saw that on the show.
I did.
The Russian, the guy from Russia, man, wadded it up on the final round, right at about.
It was gnarly.
About 60 foot. Yeah, he hit it hard. Hit it real hard.
Head on, yeah.
I can't watch some of those wrecks, man. They're
gnarly.
I've been a racing fan for a long time, and some of them
some of them are pretty
heebie-jeebies.
But no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I mean, some people in the comments are bringing up a valid point. The disqualification epidemic this year in motorsports has been insane. Whether it's a disqualification from a podium result, a race win, whatever it is, there's been a lot of DQs. Every motorsports series is cracking down. And I will say from this standpoint too, like short track disqualifications this year as well. I mean, they're always pretty tough, and you hear about them maybe a few days after. Buddy, I think you can attest to this too. But this year, I feel like it's been worse than ever before. So it's been tough.
especially 2 weeks. Especially 2 weeks in a row with disqualifications in the Pro Series. One in qualifying and one in eliminations. But I mean, you got a rule book. You got to enforce them at some point, right?
Yeah.
Safety is important, but look, technology and motorsports they don't go hand in hand, and this is a direct product of there's too much technology, too much information, and so you have to do these ticky-tacky things, or else it's
Yeah.
And shout out to Drag Racing Mayhem in the chat there.
Yeah.
The drama between KB and Elite after leaving Bristol should be rife for a very, very good storyline coming up. So I'm excited to see that.
Should be good. I'm very excited. But everyone, also make sure to check out Nitro Nation Monday nights at 8:30 p.m. Yes. Learn more about NHRA. We have certainly enjoyed the series. We talked about Adam and I have talked about our experience at the 4Y Nationals at Charlotte, and it was life-changing. It was so cool.
I'm still shaking, and it's been 2 months. Still shaking.
It's so cool.
There's not much explaining that.
Nope.
No, you have to be there.
Breathing in the nitro.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, and the nitro. Oh my gosh. But yeah, no, watch Nitro Nation, learn more about NHRA, have a conversation with Duke. He'll answer all your questions that you ever have about drag racing and things like that. But cool. So we'll move on from NHRA and wanted to talk a little bit about INDYCAR real quick. I don't know how many of us watched the INDYCAR race. It was on before the NASCAR race, luckily, because of the rain delay at Pocono, but at Palo. My God. 6th win of the season. It was a fuel strategy heavy race. First off, love the Sponsorship from Solo Cup on his car. That was fun. Kind of
Brilliant.
a fun plug in there.
Oh, yeah.
But a really cool podium. Felix Rosenquist for Meyershank finishing 2nd, and then Santino Ferrucci finishing 3rd, which was really exciting for him and that team. But Palou extends his championship lead ahead of Kyle Kirkwood, the only other winner this season, by 93 points. Like, dude is unstoppable. The one thing I wanted to point out before we kind of open the floor here is that the audience dipped 10% from last year's event at Road America, according to Racer.com. Across the board, still, though, IndyCar is up 25% viewership year over year as of right now. Every single race this season has surpassed 1 million views for the most part. So just wanted to mention that there, too. But overall thoughts on Road America? I actually thought it was a really fun one, and I hate that NASCAR doesn't go there anymore. So, John, I'll throw it to you.
Yeah, no, I thought it was great. I mean, watching Palou win this thing again, definitely he had the toe from his teammate up in front, but still, the strategy with that team, I don't think I've ever seen anything like this, because this is not the first time that he's won a race like this. And obviously he's good. And I think if Newgarden didn't wreck, he'd be up there as well battling. But I think that just Palou's dominance this year has been, I mean, Jimmy Johnson level, Max Verstappen level. I mean, it's in that realm.
Yeah.
Because the car's good, the strategy's good, everything is clicking at full cylinders. I mean, it's unbelievable to see, because I was watching it and I was like, there's no way he's going to have enough fuel.
Oh yeah.
But I was like, the math actually works. And then he had enough fuel not only to cross the line, which there was like 8 cars that ran out coming to the line and just stopped. But he had enough to go all the way back and go all the way to the make another lap around. I'm like, this is just wild. It's impressive.
When you know your stuff, you know your stuff.
Yeah.
When you got everything going right for, I mean, or I don't know who that is, Dolbowski in the chat, but brings up a very good point. Valid point. Yeah, he has everything going right for him in IndyCar right now. Dude, you know what? Screw it. I want it to only be 2 winners. I want to see how long this goes.
Why I kind of want that as well. I mean, I do.
It's, and another thing, this goes for Cup too. I'm done listening to commentators talk about fuel. No one knows anything, man. It's like,
you might think you know.
Briscoe and Palou are supposed to run out with like 17 laps to go, and neither one of them did. No, we're done. I don't believe in any of you.
No, just for the sake of it, it's kind of like it's a few years ago at this point. This actually probably would have been when I was still in college. I don't remember the year, but being from Cleveland originally, like growing up in Cleveland for the first few years of my life, Browns fan, and the Browns just sucked. I mean, they still kind of do, but like a few years ago was a losing streak. And you wanted them to keep losing because it was for the concept. It was for the bit, right? And then when they won, everyone was upset. Even the Browns fans were upset because they just wanted to still have that losing streak. I feel the same with this as I did with that. I just wanted to be 2 winners and that's it this season. When somebody else wins, I will be disappointed. But for the bit, quite honestly. But
I mean, be said about needing to appreciate dominance in the moment.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah.
So.
For both drivers, not only Palou, but for Kirkwood as well. Like that's, I think you got to think about that too, because that team has exploded and we've seen opportunities for other drivers too in races, but it seems like at the end, it always comes down to those 2 drivers. I mean, it is ovals, non-ovals, street courses, road courses. I mean, I think I will say, I think we will see Pato win this year.
Oh, I do. Yeah.
I think Pato is going to win on an oval. But it's just hard not to choose those 2 guys. It's so fun. It's fun to watch.
Very 98 NASCAR, Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin-esque. Like Kirkwood's going to have a probably a killer year, but it's you're going up. You're one of the best going up against the best.
You're going up against the Titan and Alex Palou.
Exactly.
And as MJ said, good to see you, MJ, by the way, in the chat. A CGR fuel-saving masterclass is always a treat. Always.
Yes.
Nobody ever expects the Spanish Inquisition, but yet here we are.
I want to know what kind of fuel mileage they're testing in that tunnel up in PA. CGR. I gotta know, dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
hey, switching gears on the IndyCar real quick though, but that in-car footage from New Gardens Wreck at St. Louis.
Oh my God, yeah.
Wow, that was awesome. Like that was wild. All the sparks. It's just like, okay, wow, that is serious.
Yeah, it's not the first time he's flipped like that either.
No.
Yeah, one that was even worse at Texas. That
God, yeah.
I hated it because I think I jinxed it too. I put out a video.
Way to go, John.
I know.
Way to go,
John.
John.
The New Gardens fan, I really just ruined it for everybody. But I was like, he's either going to win or wreck trying. But I didn't know he was going to launch himself over a damn car to do that. So
New Garden needs to see I mean, he probably already does. Let's be real. Most of them do. But he needs to see a psychiatrist. Like he needs to I don't know if he needs his medication. I don't know if he needs to see him twice a week. Like what the deal is, because like he is having a rough deal right now.
Penske as a whole. Let's just talk about Penske as a whole for a second.
Boy.
Oh yeah, that whole
terrible year.
They're imploding.
Yeah. Not only in IndyCar, but in WEC. I mean, and it's just been across the board. There's been going back to the whole disqualification, penalty, whatever it is.
Oh God, yeah.
We've just seen it across the board. I mean, Penske can't seem to catch a break anywhere, literally anywhere. So
or follow a rule.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong, Duke. You're not wrong.
He ain't wrong. He right.
With that, I've got to go put my kids to bed. I bid you guys adieu. Have a good night.
I do.
Good night, Duke.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Literally just took a grenade and launched it into the chat.
Yeah, dude. Like,
yeah, and he's gone.
I guess to close the Penske deal, and then more wrongdoings for them. They're peaking too early in NASCAR. Like they've won races before the playoffs. This is not good.
But they have also won every single championship in the next gen era.
They've set
John, you can just go, dude. Like I don't like.
I don't like saying that because I mean you see all these Hendrick Motorsports cars right here next to me.
Penske needs an Nancy which happens.
Wow.
Wow.
We have officially gone off the rails.
I love it. I love it. No, we need that.
Hell yeah.
Oh boy. Okay.
Shout out to Austin Cindric and his cute little tortoiseshell glasses. Okay,
oh
we
my
can
gosh.
move on now.
Yeah.
Professor Cindric has entered the chat.
Professor Cindric.
Oh man, if I had the diecast over here, I'd bring it. Speaking of Cindric, I just got his Daytona win diecast from the Xfinity Series. I think what was that? 2020? That was 2020, right?
Yeah.
No,
yeah, the Verizon car.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just got that one and it's signed. I was very excited about
that. Very nice.
Yeah.
One diecast that I cannot wait to come out, and I hope it does. Palou Red Solo Cup has the Solo Cup car has.
I literally said that this past week, and I said,
let's have a party.
That diecast comes out day one. Buying.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. Oh, and then here's some good comments too with IndyCar. So one, a stat that Michael brought up here in the chat. There was a stat on IndyCar Apex X account posted that the last time 2 drivers won 9 races was 1980. This is Palou's 6th and Kyle Kirkwood's 3rd. So we could probably see we will see a record broken this year. Can guarantee it, honestly, at this point.
Yeah. Call Duke back in, see if he remembers that.
Wow. Wow.
He's the one who's talking about how old he was.
Oh my god.
We're entering some uncharted waters here. The another stat I saw, I think this is correct. Pelot has at this point in the season the same amount of wins as AJ Foyt did back in I can't remember the year, but I think there was
know what you're talking about.
some stat with AJ Foyt. I can't remember if it was the wins up until this point in the season or winning 6 out of the first 9.
Yeah. He needs to slap somebody, honestly. No one knows that reference? Okay. All right, never mind. He slapped the ever-loving bleep out of Ariel Eindyk in Victoryland at Texas one time.
Yeah. Yes, he did. I was in the 90s. Yeah.
I can't see Pelot doing that, but he's also sponsored by Red Solo Cup.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
Things happen when you got a Solo Cup in your hand.
That is true.
This is true.
Yeah. A lot of decisions.
Last thing I want to mention with the IndyCar race too, it's good to see Connor Daly just doing well. Like seeing him competitive, IndyCar, in some capacity. Let me be clear on that.
You're on your last straw, Don. Don't diss Connor Daly.
No, well, I'm just saying he did pull away from the towaway car with the strap on the back.
Well, see, let's not mention that.
Other than that, no, he's been great. Ripping around the outside on Pato, or was it Pato?
I think it was Pato. Yeah, it was Pato.
Yeah, no, that was insane. That was insane.
He just seems to be having a lot more fun this year. I mean, he's more competitive, so we'd love to see that.
Bro likes flag football. What are you gonna do?
With that said, we were talking about diecast, right? We were talking about the Solo Cup diecast and how we really, if Adam knows where I'm going with this.
I know exactly where
I'm going with this, right? And you need a way to display the diecast. I need a way to display my Austin Centric diecast that I just got. So you should display your diecast with Benzik Designs 3D printed diecast stands. And if you go to the description of this video, if you go to the link abovethealign.com, and you will literally just see a whole thing dedicated to Benzik Designs. And if you use the promo code ATYL 2025 on the Etsy shop, you get 20% off your order. I mean, basically, we're giving them away for free. We're really not, but 20% off your order. It's a really big deal. So make sure to go to the Etsy store, get your 3D printed diecast stands. There are ones for these NASCAR cars, INDYCAR. He's coming up with some 164 ones. One, thank you to Matt for all he does for us at ATYL Media, and 2, all he does for you guys, the fans, for being able to display your diecast. There is a QR code in the top left of your screens as well. If you don't want to go to the website, just scan the QR code. Easy that way too. But again, thank you to Matt Benzik for supporting us, and make sure to get your diecast stands. Again, everything behind me, all the 4-tiered ones are from Benzik Designs. So let's match with our Benzik Design stands, and make sure to go to Etsy store.
I got one back there. It's off camera, but it's here.
Yeah. See, we got all of our diecast stands. We love them.
So Taylor, does that make Matt our Etsy witch?
I mean, I guess.
Hey, it's working out so far. Hey,
it is. My gosh, no, you guys have been buying these stands like hotcakes. It's been insane to watch. Matt sent me some of the numbers literally last week, and I'm blown away by you guys. It just goes to show we love our diecast and we love these stands. So make sure to get your stands today. Back on the rails real quick. John, I know we haven't had any F1 racing this past weekend, but anything we should be looking out for with Formula One, things to come up, things that have happened?
Sure. So the F1 movie drops Friday.
Yes.
That's a big thing. Went to go see the fan first premiere on Monday. Ooh. And I'm not going to spoil anything. I highly recommend going and seeing it. As a motorsport enthusiast, sorry, I had to say it because it was just too good not to say it. The intro gave me chills. Phenomenal. So that's going out on Friday, or maybe even tomorrow. I've seen some people saying there's a pre-release going out on Thursday. I don't know where that is. Not here. That's fun. Definitely go watch that. But this weekend we got the Austrian GP, and at the Red Bull Ring should be very, 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 very hot. It's going to be toasty. So that's going to play havoc on these tires. They're going to be sliding around. Multiple DRS zones back to back to back. I think there's going to be a lot of passing. I think this race somewhat could, I don't want to say go off the rails, but I think you're going to see a lot of drivers making some pretty aggressive moves, I'd say, for all the DRS zones that we got. So it should be a good race going on Sunday morning at, I believe, at 9 a.m. So that's fun. But we got a couple teams bringing upgrades. But really, the big thing is the movie. So I'm curious. Are y'all going to go see this movie, or are you not going to go see this movie? Opening us up for everybody in the chat, but also all three of y'all. What you going to go see it or not?
Do I get the little popcorn helmet?
As long as you go to a Regal.
Oh, okay. All right, maybe. It's kind of cool.
I have a Regal in town. I might. I want to see it. It's just, do I want to fork a kidney and a liver to go see it? That's the trick.
Fork a kidney and a liver.
Kidney and a liver.
My
Cinemas
gosh.
are not cheap in South Carolina. They are not.
Okay.
But yes,
right.
I do want to see it.
They couldn't come up with a better name than F1, the movie. Like,
it's
look. I haven't seen the movie. I'm sure it's great, but I was when they came out with that, I was like, really? That's what? Okay.
That's fair.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure it's awesome. Okay. Have you seen Rush? I assume.
What a movie.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Better or worse
Can you
than
hear me?
Rush? Yeah, I got you now.
Okay.
This is a great question.
It depends on what you're going to see the movie for. Because
I'm not a Formula One guy. I appreciate motorsports and I appreciate a well done motorsports movie. Go.
Yes. I think that they are very different.
Okay.
Oh man, that's really tough because the way, okay, how can I say things without spoiling anything? The immersion in the F1 movie I thought was better. The quality that I appreciate, the cinematic quality, the camera quality, the angles, I will say it's very Top Gun-esque.
It's not a bad
because
thing. That's good.
It's not a bad thing. For the storyline, I'm going to go Rush. For the cinematic quality, I'm going to go F1 movie. Because I don't know if you could judge it like that because it's two very different movies, set in very different periods of time. It literally feels like you're driving a damn F1 car. I mean, it is surreal, especially in IMAX or like those Screen X's. Have you seen the Screen X movies?
Yeah,
that's like looks like triple monitors. Insane. Matthew said, "What was better, Rush or Days of Thunder?"
I'm biased.
A Rush.
Cars.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. Rush.
Yeah.
Thunder.
Yeah.
You've sold me on the F1 movie though.
Oh, good. I'm glad. And I will have to say this: don't go into it thinking that it is a documentary because a lot of people are being very nitpicky with it. It's not going to be a documentary. There are some things that I think should have been different, but if you love good, like high quality filming, camera, CGI, it is. It's wild. And behind this, I'm going to see it on Friday. If that tells you anything.
Have you seen the Gran Turismo movie?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Visually, like quality wise, is it on par with that? Better? Worse?
So I thought
Gran Turismo was stunning.
I say better. I say better with that with some of the helmet. So this is not going to spoil anything, but some of the helmet cams, some of the viewpoints of on track, some of the behind the scenes action with how they're showing teams and the telemetry and some of the team facilities. I'm trying to be as vague as possible. Mm-hmm. I think it was a little bit better than Gran Turismo. Obviously, very different demographic, but I think from a production perspective, I mean, it feels very Top Gun-esque, which I love the movie. I love Top Gun.
And same director too. Yeah,
exactly. So there it is. Yeah, I think it was better. So.
Seth, you're in the chat. Let's pirate it.
We're not doing that for legal purposes.
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We'll go see the damn thing.
Yeah. And I think really quick, one thing about the movie that I just learned the other day after watching it, but Lewis Hamilton actually, I shouldn't say convinced, but was the mind behind getting Crofty and Martin Brundle to actually cover the race commentary, because originally that wasn't going to be a thing. So it's as authentic as you can get, but also it's tailored towards the new fan, to a newer fan who doesn't know much about Formula One. I know that's where they're going with this movie. But again, I think that the authentic experience with having those two guys calling the races, they did a great job. So cool to see them.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool. Oh yeah.
I'm excited about that. I see a lot of you Ravaging Wolverine, not planning to see it. Wait till it's streaming. Personally, can't stand movie theaters. The theater experience can sometimes be a little lackluster. Totally understand that. Adam's gonna go watch it. Michael's gonna go watch it. So make sure if you want to watch it, watch it. If not, nothing wrong with waiting till streaming. But I'm curious, so I'm gonna hopefully
see my liver and kidneys, so I'll wait for it to stream.
And that's okay. That's okay. My goodness. Well, let's talk a little bit about Cars Tour, buddy. I know we didn't have a race this past week. I know we got Caraway coming up, but anything we should keep on our radar?
Well, before Caraway, we have not a Cars Tour race, but a big late model stock race coming up on Saturday at South Boston. It's the first race of the Virginia Triple Crown, the Thunder Road Harley Davidson 200, South Boston 200. Then we got Hampton Heat in July, and then the Martinsville 300. Everybody knows that biggest late model stock race in the country is in September at Martinsville. It's part of that whole Triple Crown event. So the first race is this weekend. A lot of Cars Tour guys are going to be running it. And then a lot of big late model guys like Peyton Sellers are going to be running it too. So definitely we're going to have all the coverage this weekend. I'll be there. So that's coming up this Saturday. And then Taylor and I are going to be at Caraway on next Wednesday, a week from today.
Yes.
Yeah. So that'll be really fun. Caraway is always a good show. I haven't heard anything about anybody special coming out as far as driving wise. We had Larson and Byron the past couple of years, but you never know. But either way, Caraway is a great show. Car Store is a great show. Late model stocks are a great show. So, and then On Tour is a pretty good show. So,
yeah, On Tour is pretty cool. By the way,
cool.
Track Limit Tuesdays, catch Track Limits on Tuesdays, John's Formula One show. So make sure to check that out. And then, of course, On Tour Wednesdays after the race weekends, right before the ATYL live show hits. So make sure you guys watch those and support these two gentlemen with all their content that they do. But speaking of short track stuff, wanted to kind of give a plug to Racing America and their races they have this weekend, because on Saturday they have 7 events. 7 events.
Ooh,
It is going to be a very busy weekend, but a fun weekend nonetheless. CRA Street Stocks at Anderson. We have the APC United Racing Series late models at Delaware. Of course, we have Nashville Fairgrounds. They have events Friday and Saturday. Racing America is showing the Saturday event. Midvale, as always, on Racing America. Owasso Speedway with the CRA late model sportsman there. Trying to figure out what else is on here. Mission Valley Super Oval has some racing there too. And then, of course, racing on Racing America. Literally right now, the ACT Tour is racing one of their events. Such a fun series to watch. And then, of course, the ROC Race of Champions Modifieds will be at Lancaster Motorplex tomorrow. So you won't want to miss that. But again, lots of short track racing across the country. Literally, at this point, it's every single day. It's summer. We're racing every single day. Go support it, you guys. But yeah, excited.
Support your local short tracks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amen.
Amen.
Yeah. And watch On Tour.
Watch On Tour.
Yeah.
Amen.
Adam and I need to figure out when we're going to go back to Lancaster, South Carolina for some dirt racing. We got to figure this out.
Or maybe the state line. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
State line's Friday.
We'll see.
Lancaster Saturday. We got
decisions.
I know, right?
Oh my gosh.
But regardless, it's always a fun outing, and they've kind of expanded and extended their schedule because they've had a few rainouts as of late. So there's some more options going into August as well.
Okay. Yeah, the rain this year for short track racing. It
sucked.
I do not know the count for Racing America, but we've had so many events this year canceled because of rain and so many makeup dates and stuff like that. So it's been wild.
None for the Car Store or any of the races I've been to. So
Mother Nature likes the Car Store then.
some people just wake up and, just on side of rainbows, man.
When Taylor goes to a Cars Tour race, you know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So we're going to fight.
I'm gonna say sorry in advance if the inevitable happens. If I'm there will likely be some weather, but fingers crossed that's not the case.
Yeah.
Let's look at the comments real quick. As we kind of wrap things up, just make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, so there was one comment I did want to talk about for a second because we should be highlighting this. We highlight this almost every show. Daytona should be 4th of July event. if we're not going back to Chicago next year, I know there's rumors that San Diego could be the replacement. Maybe we have both on the schedule. We don't know for sure yet. But Daytona should be 4th of July weekend again. Do we agree? But
no.
I
like it being the final before the playoffs.
No.
I like it. I
like pure another chaos.
Yeah. I could settle for Daytona being 4th of July weekend. I like a plate race being the super speedway race, being before the the playoffs there, whether it's Atlanta or whatever, bleep it,
Park of Echoes.
Yeah, whatever the hell.
Parks of Echo.
It's Atlanta Super Speedway and abbreviate it. I'm not going to say the word, but I don't remember what my point was. Super Speedway before the playoffs.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Hey, full circle.
You can put Daytona wherever you want, as long as you put it Super Speedway. If we're gonna have it, max chaos. I don't care.
So that I think raises the question. So, what are your thoughts on moving Chicago or that road course up a week, moving Daytona to the Chicago street course date, and then moving Atlanta to that final date? Like you said, what are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I don't get paid enough to you filled my bucket. I told you what I wanted and you filled my bucket. I'm cool with that. I don't give a damn.
As long as the plate race is all that matters.
Like I like that. I don't like the playoffs. I don't even like plate racing. But as long as we keep it that way, as long as yeah.
Honestly, the way plate racing has been now with the next gen car, with it being a giant fuel mileage saving race, no, I don't care if it's a plate race to end the season. And also get rid of the playoff system. Let's go back to the chase. Or just have an organic championship where points actually matter.
We can go all night. We can go all night about the playoffs. Don't get me started.
Move Daytona back to July and get rid of the playoffs. There you go.
Honestly.
And then at home instead of Charlotte, yeah.
Perfect NASCAR season right there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, I did read this today too. Adam Stern saying that there's going to be more live races on NASCAR Fast Channel, including the Cookout Summer Shootout, Legend Cars, which, by the way, Kyle Busch has been racing in that with his son Brexton. You got SVG, Scott McLaughlin, Bubba Wallace racing in it too. Hoping to make my way out there, hopefully sometime soon. I don't think I have like a free Monday, Tuesday for the next few weeks, so fingers crossed I can at least make it out at some point. But it's been fun to keep up with. Shout out to the our friends, I should say, at Booth 34 for sponsoring part of that for the Pole Awards for this event. But yeah, news about that too. I believe I got a press release from NASCAR today, something about more races. I want to make sure I'm correct on that. Maybe I'm not. Hold on. Well, please. Oh, here we go. Not with the Fast Channel necessarily, I don't think. NASCAR Channel and Flow Sports to simulcast 7 live events. Talking about, that is correct. Yeah, so for the Fast Channel, so it includes the Cookout Summer Shootout, Arca Menard Series West at Sonoma, Bowman Gray Stadium season finale, a lot more race, the 300 Virginia Triple Crown finale at Martinsville. So a lot more happening there too with Flow Sports and NASCAR, their relationship strengthening a little bit, which I think is pretty cool. So
very much so. That's good. As long as we get more short track races up on more in front of more people's eyes.
Yep. Absolutely.
Do whatever with the rest.
Last question I'll ask today. Now, Adam, you asked me this too, and I originally said I wasn't going to fill out my in-season bracket. I think I've changed my mind. Are we all filling out our in-season brackets? Yes or no? Do we care about the in-season tournament?
I think it's cool. I think it's really cool. I think that certain drivers that act like they don't care, certain driver that acts like they don't care about it, didn't know anything about it, can go fly a kite, in my personal opinion. But I think it's cool. I think it's get into it. Why not? It's fun. Have fun. Like we focus too much on like, does this matter? Like, just have some damn fun. Like,
Oh, I agree. I think here's my thing. You try a little bit and you maybe win $1 million. Like there's no harm in it. Now I will say though, let's say you find winning $1 million more substantial than potentially being able to win a championship. Now, this coincides a little bit because if you win a race, awesome, move on to the next round of this tournament, whatever, because you're automatically finishing ahead of the guy in front of you. Cool. And then it also maybe locks you into the championship fight if you haven't won already. Now, this 5-race stint that we have going on with this in-season challenge is pretty tricky. Road courses, street course, you got, of course, Atlanta. So lots of chaos that could happen. So you think you might have a for sure bet for your winner for the in-season tournament. You might not. So definitely a lot of chaos involved in that too. But yeah, I mean, I say, why not? I think why people I think are so turned off to it now is, respectfully as I can, NASCAR's complicated it a little too much. And I think when it was Denny's tournament, it was fun.
Yeah.
Now that it's NASCAR's tournament, I think fans are like, ooh, a little too complicated. Seating was weird, etc. But I'm excited to see how it goes. I'm excited to see who will leave this 5-race stint $1 million richer. I think it'll be cool to have Jeff Burton and Larry McReynolds doing the alt cast talking through this as well, just so we can all keep up to date with it. Speaking of $1 million too, last thing I did want to note is that you guys know the driver incentive program. Did you guys heard about that? Followed it?
Yeah.
So their first, I guess, I'm going to say like quarter of it ended, and Joey Logano was on top of that list for drivers who did the most media appearances, etc. He now has $1 million bonus from being the best there. So Kyle Larson also there as well, and Ryan Blaney. So
I'm wondering how he's going to parlay that into a championship. I mean,
you know what? It's an odd number year, so I don't think it won't happen.
It won't happen this year. No.
Okay. Oh, see, now we said it, and
now it's going to happen.
It's going to happen. Mark it down, folks.
But it is interesting and cool to see, though, that that Larson was top 3 on that list, and same with Ryan Blaney. I'm just curious the breakdown of the other drivers and how well they did. I'd be curious because that can say a lot sometimes about driver media appearances, etc. But at least you know Joey Logano won.
I'm curious about how much of Larson's was really cross promotion because of the INDYCAR.
I was gonna say, did he get like 1 million points because he made it back to Charlotte?
Yeah.
Yeah. So who was number 4? They'll give you who was really 3rd and 2nd.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think it's worked. I've at least seen a noticeable uptick in driver engagement outside the sport itself since the year started. So I'm glad to see that's working.
Mm-hmm. No, but I will say too, the NASCAR social team has done an excellent job. We talked about it before. Their most recent video about like the in-season bracket challenge was super funny. That was great. That was great. I mean, I think Blaney's been in a lot of those this season altogether. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has done a lot too. I mean, all of the Penske boys have quite honestly kind of carried a lot of the independent media fun stuff. Obviously, Cindric was in that. John Hunter Nemechek was in that video too. I'm trying to think if I missed anybody.
Penske's trying to pay back those fines, man.
Honestly,
Maybe.
Oh no, maybe.
Possibly.
But it's been fun. It's been fun. Of course, we talked about too with Mexico City, the whole series with Daniel Suarez. Ryan Preece, by the way, want to talk about this for just a second. I know this is the great Midwestern goodbye where I'm like, okay, we're going to end this in a few minutes. And I say just one more thing. But
you read the same thing that I just read.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
MJ.
Yeah. I want points for that. I say that a lot.
Yeah. She's not wrong. She's not wrong.
She's right.
Yeah, she's right. No, it's interesting to see that he was, top 3 in points there. But she makes a valid point there. But with Ryan Preece, what I wanted to mention there is he's actually like, this is going to sound bad when I say, but he's like really funny. Like all of his media stuff that he's done, he's just like, he's had a lot of personality, super fun. Like they literally, I think a few hours ago, they did a whole social media thing with like the Cinnamon Toast Crunch stuff with him and Chris Buescher, and it was just silly. It was also okay, yeah. That brings up a very valid point. Hold on,
Cinnamon Toast Chris.
Yeah, they have that on the
Eat my Cinnadust, bro. Come on, like
perfection. Shout out to Harris Liu.
Yeah.
Eat my Cinnadust.
That I should have bought more of those shirts. I should have bought more of them.
Oh, you got the shirt? I forgot. Oh my gosh.
No, that's my new favorite thing.
One more thing on the bracket, like how far is Stenhouse going to send Hocevar if they're like in the semifinals against each other?
To the moon.
I want that so bad.
Like dude, just think of that entertainment.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Stenhouse and Hocevar, okay, look at that.
Oh,
just for a second.
That's so good.
Ooh.
That's so good. Shout out to consumer products being in NASCAR more prevalent lately.
Shout out to more food partners. Just
I've
For
started to
real.
like that car. I didn't like it initially, but it's starting to grow on me. I like it.
It's great. I mean,
It's very
I love,
90s.
It
and
is.
that's what I was talking about this earlier, but the Honey Nut Cheerios, Kellogg's, Corn Flakes. We haven't seen a cereal brand as of late.
Mhm.
This is, I think, one of the first big returns that we've seen. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but
I mean, there's been some like Honey Nut Cheerios stuff, like maybe last year I think it was.
Stenhouse,
Car,
yeah.
but it
I mean,
wasn't
it's
big,
Kroger.
you know?
Yeah, Kroger has done
Kroger
stuff
cars.
just like, I mean, this is a Kroger thing, but at least they're making a big deal.
But John, to your point, in this way, haven't seen it in this way, this big of a scale.
Exactly.
Like they're going all in on this
Mhm.
this deal. So it's
brilliant.
pretty cool.
And the little cinnamon dude even kind of looks like Chris.
Well, and actually, on top of the door, I don't know if you saw the video. Well, he doesn't go by Chris Busher anymore. He goes by Cinnamon Toast Chris.
Yeah.
No, it's Cinnamon Toast Christopher.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Pardon me.
No, I mean, you had it right,
Who's
but
you?
it's Christopher.
Christopher
Yeah,
Busher.
Here we go.
Christopher Busher.
Here we go. Oh, wait, I still have to talk. Hold on. Pause. I had the video up and I was like, what's this video? Isn't even on the screen. Here we go, you guys.
Ooh.
Toast Chris. It's incredible. So, again, another shout out. We say
Dude,
this every
see that
week.
and say hell yeah.
Another shout out to RFK Racing for just their fun-loving nature. They crush
Shout
it.
out to their admin. They make me laugh every day. They're giving me
Elijah Burke.
Yeah,
Shout out
Elijah's
to you.
a G, dude.
Thank you, Elijah. We need that in our lives.
We do. My goodness. All right, gang. Let's close it out here. If you guys haven't watched any of their content outside of this week, y'all are missing out. You really are. Nitro Nation, a new Splash and Dash, a new track limits show just came out. And then, of course, if you guys still want to talk about Pocono, relive it a little bit, I got a post-race live show that came out on a Sunday. Make sure to check out all of our new content. Of course, we couldn't do what we do without On Brand, The Bright Mentality, Benzik Designs, and Goat Locker Racing. Appreciate their support. Of course, Goat Locker Racing has their show, Goat Talk, on the ATYL Media platforms every Thursday night at 8 p.m. So tomorrow, make sure to support them. But see, and there we go. And Dom couldn't be here this evening, but still in spirit, spiders are our friends. Thanks, John, for mentioning that there too. But thank you all so much for tuning in tonight from myself and the entire team. We really appreciate you joining the conversation, and we cannot wait to do this again next week for the live show. We'll have another roundtable here very, very soon as well. But from myself, Taylor Kitchen, Adam Lucas, Buddy Pooley, and John DeRudris, we will see you next time. Thanks so much, everyone.